to do this. Cancel this right now. Cancel the Acolyte right now. Mid-season, like they did with Willow.
Yeah, just mid-season, just shut it off and make it disappear.
Cancel it right now. Pretend it never happened. Eat the loss, and accelerate Skeleton Crew. Bring a Skeleton Crew right now. Get it done fast and present it right now. And if that sucks, we cancel our Disney subscriptions. That's it. It's the only recourse I see in all this. And not enough people watch us that this idea is going to take off. But please share this idea. The power of one. The power of two. The power of diarrheas.
Well, I mean,
The Acolyte, episode 3. Okay.
We knew going into this that this was going to be like the episode that would break Star Wars and...
Yeah, you remember...
And all of that. Like, there were people who'd seen episode 3 who were talking about it online. They're like, yeah, this is...
Right, everybody said this is where the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Because Disney Lucas released episodes 1 through 4 to a group of really high-level, respected critics. Not us.
No.
We had to wait with the rest of the schmucks. And anybody with any credibility said episode 3 is where the wheels fall off. And we thought, come on, how stupid could it possibly...
Right, because we got through episode 1 and 2, and... Like, I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't think it was, like, maliciously attacking me or anything.
We said it was okay.
I just said, all right, we're okay so far. This isn't, like, the worst thing ever.
But do you remember when we said, all right, it's not great, but it's better than Kenobi and it's better than Ahsoka? You remember we said?
I remember that.
Yeah, never mind. We shouldn't have said that. We should not have said that.
Open your big fat mouth.
Okay, before we start, I need to say this, because I already know... incel misogynistic, you just... I already know I need to preface this, okay?
All right.
And I don't want to put words in Charles' mouth, but I grew up with this guy since we were kids. I think I know how he... I don't have a problem with a female protagonist-antagonist.
Neither do I.
I'm okay with that.
Neither do I. In fact, I usually enjoy that.
Okay.
When it's done well and it's done right. I enjoy having the female ass-kicking lead.
I don't give a shit.
It's fun, but
I don't care.
You're right. At the end of the day, I really don't care.
I'm perfectly fine with girl power.
Sure.
I'm the father of 2 girls. I want them to feel empowered. Okay. I've got no problem with a female action hero. My favorite of all time in any media is Ripley from Aliens.
Oh, by far.
I'm A-okay with that.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with a female-centered cast. I don't care.
No.
I am A-okay with black lesbians. We live in just on our little piece of shit planet of Earth. There's black lesbians. It makes sense. In a galaxy of trillions, there's going to be black lesbians. I want you sisters, get out there, live your best life. I swear, I got your back always. Because I love you and you deserve...
There you go.
You deserve your happiness.
Who doesn't? Everybody does.
A whole coven of lesbian witches. I got no problem with that. I'll go even further. I am A-okay with DEI when it's done correctly.
Yes.
No problem with it when it's done correctly. That's not why this show fucking sucks. That's not why we hate this. So please put that bullshit fucking excuse to bed. That's not why your show sucks.
No.
And if you think I'm full of shit, let me ask you this. Why did nobody give a gross generalization? Why didn't we complain about Miles Gonzalez Morales? Why didn't we have a problem with him?
Because we didn't care.
Because the movie was good. So I don't care that you've got an Afro-Cuban, I mean, he's maybe Puerto Rican, an Afro-Caribbean Spider-Man. If that was true, everybody, so he's a Mexican now. Nobody gave a shit because you gave us a good story and we liked it.
It was a good story. He was an excellent character and he had compelling reasons for doing everything that he did that we could get behind, that the audience in general could get behind. So
if that bullshit is out of the way, let's fucking talk seriously about why Disney fucking sucks now.
Yeah. Yeah, because this shit was, I mean, it was painful. It was painful. It was, you know when you watch something and like the main character has to like really embarrass themselves, and then you feel embarrassed and you start like cringing and you're like, oh, don't do that. Sometimes you can't even watch because the character's about to get on stage and you just know he's about to embarrass the hell out of himself. I had that feeling in this.
It's all cringe.
When they all started singing, I started shrinking into myself. Like I was looking around to see, is anybody watching me watch this? I hope no one can see me watching this because I'm embarrassed.
There's just so many problems with it. I don't even know that we need to go through them. You guys have heard them already. It's the same shit everybody's been complaining. It's stupid. It's amateurish. It's poorly done. I really just want to vent about how this makes me feel.
Scared like a little white pussy. Scared of the real man. I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot.
I want to get into that as well. I also want to get into who is this for? Who is this for?
That's a great question.
Because I truly believe one of the things that really separates like a Star Wars fan from a Star Trek fan is Star Wars fans are casual. And I think that's fine. Your average Star Wars fan, have you seen every episode of the Clone Wars and read all the books and seen all the comics and on the Bad Batch? Like, no, I watched the movies. I'm a fan. I really like the movies. But you didn't watch and all of a sudden read the 57 novels? No.
Right.
No, I didn't do any of that. Did I need to? So if Star Wars is meant to attract a casual audience, which it very much is because it's tongue-in-cheek sci-fi, sci-fantasy, it's not for hardcore sci-fi nerds. Not the way that Star Trek is.
That's Doctor Who and Star Trek. Or
Right.
it was.
Well,
Not anymore.
no.
They fucked those two.
Because they were trying to attract mainstream.
Yeah.
So they tried to be more like Star Wars.
Yeah.
So if this is meant for mainstream...
But for mainstream who?
Mainstream who? Who is this for?
When Disney bought the fucking thing for $4 billion, it was to expand their base.
Right.
Disney already had the market cornered on kids stuff.
Well, they had the market cornered on specifically girls stuff.
Well, that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. They had little kids.
Mm-hmm.
They had the tweens kind of with Disney XD.
A little bit, yeah.
They had girls with the Princess and the Tinkerbell series, wildly popular.
Very.
They thought, we don't have anything for boys. Let's come up with... You know what? Don't come up. Just buy Marvel and Star Wars, and it's got a built-in fan base. You're right. Let's just do that, and that'll bring the boys in.
Yeah.
Where did that strategy suddenly... fuck it. Let's destroy it. We've got a built-in audience. Let's chase them all away. When did that change?
I don't know. And you cannot tell me that this was made for women and this was made for girls, because they're not watching this shit either. And you haven't done anything in here that's actually for mainstream female audiences, much less mainstream male audiences.
It wasn't, Charles.
And
it wasn't made for them.
No.
It was made for Leslie Headland. It's her personal pet project to show, this is what I feel like, because you don't understand what it's like to be a lesbian in this country. Okay, that's true. I've also never been butt-fucked, but I can tell when someone's doing it wrong.
Ah!
All right, maybe a couple times in college, but that doesn't...
But that was it. I know that there are going to be those out there who are going to be like, no, it's for girls because they've said the Force is female, and my wife works for...
Who happens to be a woman. Hard to believe, I know, but he got one.
Crazy, right? She works for a publishing company that also publishes erotica.
Ooh,
I know,
scandals.
right? They write romance
novels,
right? You would not believe how crazy popular these books are and how much they sell. I mean, we're talking about millions upon millions of copies of these books
for sure.
that go to people, and it's just all sex. But they're all written by women
for women.
Yeah. And let me tell you, the men that they depict, they're all 6.5 foot tall. They're all very muscular. They've got dicks that hang down past their knees. Yeah. They're all Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
They're all these big dudes, big lumberjacks.
Because you're playing into a fantasy.
Because it's playing into a fantasy. And then you come here and you're like, no, this is what women really want. What women really like are lesbians. That's what women are going to tune into. That's why I'm making this.
I mean, that's fine. You can have...
That's not...
That is an audience. It's okay to make stuff for a very specific audience. It's okay to make a show that you meant just for... You had the L word, and girls. There are
Yeah.
to discuss our personal issues that only we can understand. That's
Right.
okay.
Right. Don't get me wrong. That's fine. But that's a small audience.
Yeah.
There are not enough of them to support a franchise like Star Wars.
Or a $180 million series.
Right.
Right.
There's just not enough people to support it.
And that's not what this is. That's not what this was supposed to be.
Yeah. Certainly not how you capture the imagination of a mass audience. Because we're not showing up for this.
We discussed this before. This is made by people that don't know anything about Star Wars.
Yes.
They don't know anything about Star Wars. The Jedi show up because they've been creeping around surreptitiously observing these young girls. And then they show up and we want to interview your girls to see if they can join us. Well, okay, we don't want them. It's like when the fucking Mormons show up at your door. Have you heard the good news that Jesus loves? Fuck you.
Fuck you. You start shutting the door, but then they've got their foot in their door and like, wait.
Maybe.
I memorized this whole speech. I have to tell it to you.
I'm not interested. Please be on your way. And they go.
So
Everything we've seen about the Jedi, granted, we only had Anakin.
Right.
Where Shmi actually says she gives up her son to have a better life. It's like putting your kid on an inner tube and floating them across to Florida to flee Cuba.
Yeah.
This sacrifice. Well, we don't want our kids to join your order. Well, we have the right. What are you talking about? I don't want to fucking join the Air Force. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not interested. You're gonna fucking kidnap my child? What if I let you play with my weapon? Here's a loaded Colt 1911 in 45 ACP loaded and cocked. Play with that, little kid. You want to join the army now, don't you? Yeah, this is fucking sweet.
I kept waiting for
What are you doing?
I kept waiting for her to turn it on.
Shit! The Force is not a weapon to be used. 20 seconds later, she uses it as a weapon on this guy and turns his eyes black. What are you doing?
I don't know.
You
It's
can't
so
stop
bad.
me. Yeah, I can. I can kill you.
How does that work? I don't, it's so poorly written. It's so poorly written, and I can't get behind it, and I can't defend it.
Nobody knows anything about Star Wars. That's evident. Nobody knows anything about congruent, intelligent storytelling. That's it. There it is. We just solved it. It's got nothing to do with DEI or gender.
No.
Your storytelling has gone to shit in the past 15 years. Absolute fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Your storytelling sucks.
And this is just par for the course now.
But that sucks.
Yes, it sucks. It sucks awful.
So
It sucks knowing that, oh, did we just peak at Book of Boba Fett and nothing's going to get better than that?
No, Boba Fett sucked.
Yeah. Well,
Andor was awesome.
Andor was awesome. And I
But
feel
that's
like-
an anomaly.
Yeah, and I feel like Andor really did break away from all this other stuff. I can only imagine that they had like Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy at all the windows tapping on, going, "Hey,
Gareth-
I have an idea," and he's just like, "Shut the hell up."
Gareth doesn't do that shit. Gareth said, I already did Rogue One. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I think the studio head said, okay, leave him alone. He did Rogue One. He knows what he's doing. And it showed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blame to go around here. You can't just blame Leslie Headland
No.
or Dave Filoni or Kathleen Kennedy. There's a lot of blame. Because there's an entire boardroom at Disney at Buena Vista Studios okaying this shit. There's an entire DEI department revisioning scripts and revisioning casting ideas and telling what direction they have to go to. There is a lot of blame, to go around. But the first step has to be firing Kathleen Kennedy.
I
cannot keep her around
how
anymore.
you fix this.
If
right?
I'm a
I mean,
shareholder-
you start to.
If I'm a shareholder and I'm looking at the numbers, like, you're fucking with my money. What are you imbeciles doing? And I know we don't have enough clout to make this take off on the internet.
Right?
My idea, the only way to do this, cancel this right now. Cancel the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Right now. Mid-season, like they did with Willow.
Yeah. It's mid-season. Just shut it off and make it disappear.
Cancel it right now. Pretend it never happened. Eat the loss. And accelerate Skeleton Crew. Bring a Skeleton Crew right now. Get it done fast and present it right now. And if that sucks, we cancel our Disney subscriptions. That's it. That's the only It's the only recourse I see in all this. And no, not enough people watch us that this idea is going to take off, but please share this idea. Cancel this, bring on Skeleton Crew, and if Skeleton Crew sucks, we cancel Disney. That's the only way it's going to change. Please make that go viral.
I don't know what you hashtag that.
No, nobody's going to watch it, doesn't matter. But I mean, this is unwatchable. I very rarely use the word unwatchable.
I have not seen a single episode of Secret Invasion. I didn't watch any episodes of Echo. I wasn't interested in that. But I've watched everything Star Wars. I'm 3 episodes in, and if I never come back to this, I'm okay with that. And that sucks for me to say that about Star Wars. It was one thing for me to say that about Marvel.
Yeah. But
now with Star Wars, I really am at the point where I'm just like, I'm done. This is awful. It's not going to get better.
I keep coming back, and I thought about this as well, because the same thing with Marvel, when I just stopped giving a shit, happened with Star Trek. And it never, if you told me 20 years ago there would be a time when I wouldn't give a shit about Star Trek, you're crazy. What are you talking? It's the most cerebral, intelligent shows ever on television. I'm not going to be done with Star Trek. It happened. They ruined it. J.J. Abrams destroyed it, and it became something completely different, and I've walked away. Star Trek was different. I didn't come to Star Trek till I was a teenager, because as a little kid I didn't understand it.
Sure.
Star Wars, I grew up with this from the time I could remember seeing things on screen. I can't give up. I can't.
My first ever theater movie experience was Star Wars. It's a very long time ago, but I saw it in theaters. And the whole drive home was me talking about my experience and singing everything I could sing from John Williams music, because that was my starting love of John Williams. Everything. We're talking about stuff that truly shaped not only my childhood, the childhoods of pretty much everybody who saw it
around the globe. Not just in the
yeah.
It was global. It's hard for people to understand just how big of a deal this was. I can't give up on. I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to. I don't want this to be over.
But I feel like it's for the best at this point. Because the only way this is going to get better if just nobody's watching it anymore.
Well, nobody's watching it.
That is true.
Nobody's watching it. You're already there. Nobody's watching.
I mean, anymore, all of these shows, from this to the crap that Marvel's been kicking out, the only good it's done is it's given YouTubers a chance to talk about stuff. It's all YouTube content now and fodder. It's
just unwatchable shit. And the only reason I have to continue is because we need to do this show.
Because we're going to do this.
Which
we want to do this for the clicks.
Which other people have also called our show fucking unwatchable. But I feel obligated to continue on just for that reason.
Yeah, we just keep going, don't we? I guess that's the same for them, isn't it? They're just going to keep going.
I don't know what I'm going to do if Skeleton Crew sucks. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know. I feel like Star Wars needs to take a 10-year break. I feel like they just need to shut it down and just let it sleep, and really work out your plan. If you're going to come back the way Marvel did when they're like, okay, stop it. Let's try Iron Man. And they had a plan for how we're going to tie all of this together.
Yeah.
Do that.
That took a lot of work and planning and a lot of coordination by some very, very talented, dedicated people.
Yes.
That's not working at the offices at Buena Vista anymore.
No.
Those people are gone.
But again, it's like your favorite sports team. You guys are all sucking. You have poor leadership. Half your players are god-awful. You start firing and trading and swapping and figuring out, how do we fix this?
So we got to start an NFL rebuild?
Yes.
I've been a fucking Lions fan my whole life. I've been through enough of this shit, man. I can't do another fucking rebuild. This is so sad.
I don't know how else to fix it.
It's so sad. It's so sad. And we could go on and on.
We really could.
Stupid shit.
I mean,
why the episode sucks. There's no need to. You've already watched Filmento and Nerdrotic. You don't need us to rehash the same shit.
No, I really don't want to talk about the plot.
The plop. Thank you.
Fuck! There's another thing that I want to talk about, but I'm going to save it for another episode. But I really want to talk about Star Wars fandom. Because I got into it online a little bit, and I definitely can see where this is happening, where you didn't like it, well, you're not a fan. You did like it, well, then you're not a fan. But I am a fan, and I love everything. Or I am a fan, and I love some... let's talk about what the hell is a fan? What does that mean to be a fan of something? Because I feel like that's a part of the divide.
Boy, that sports analogy fits really well.
Yeah.
You said do a rebuild. Because I've been watching a shitty Detroit football team my whole life, other than a little bit when I was 15, 16 and we had Barry and Herman Moore. But I've stuck with it my whole life. I've rooted for a shit football team. And it took from age 15 to 40 for us to get good. And now they're finally good. Is that what has to happen here?
Yes.
Star Wars has to suck for 15, 20 years and then I can like it again?
And that's actually part of the fandom conversation I want to have, because people are like, well, if you don't like everything, then you must not be a real fan. You've been a fan of the same team for a long time. It doesn't mean you love every game that they play.
0-16. I was still there holding up a fucking sign like a fucking imbecile.
Right?
Go Loins!
And at some point you realize, no, when you get mad at the TV and you start yelling and screaming, you throw your Cheetos at it, you're like, fuck this, I fucking hate you guys suck. You don't actually hate them. You don't hate the sport. You don't actually hate the team. You just hate the direction that they went in. You hate their shitty leadership.
Yeah.
And now you just want them to get back to being better. You want to see your team win again. So we need some things to trade out.
Or at a minimum, don't be the laughing stock of the league anymore.
Yes.
You've embarrassed yourselves. You've embarrassed all of us. And when people outside of the fan base make fun, fucking Star Wars nerds, what a bunch of losers.
Yes.
It's hard to argue against that.
That's where we're at right now.
Bunch of losers.
We're at the point now. We are at the point now where, are you a fan of Star Wars? Nerd. It's like we've come full circle now.
I can't believe I think Skeleton Crew is going to be pretty good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I want you to say one more time. Look directly into the camera one more time for everybody.
I said, I think Skeleton Crew is going to be pretty good.
So you heard it here first.
It's going to be pretty good.
Skeleton Crew is going to be pretty good.
I said the same thing about this.
Yes, you did.
when we were getting through Ahsoka.
When we were watching the trailer and you were like, you know what? I don't think they're going to go that direction. Right. I don't think they'll do that. I think that they can actually handle this really intelligently.
I'm already embarrassed. I don't need you to rub it in. Okay, I was wrong. Sorry. I blew it. I'm a fucking shithead. I get it. It's okay. You dangle the bait in front of my face and I'm like a bass. Shiny object every time I bite at it. I understand. I can't not. I was 4 years old, man. I can't. It's part of me. I can't do it.
I was right there with you. I remember. I guess we're going to keep watching this. I guess.
Here's the good news. The good news. The Boys dropped.
Yeah.
And the House of Dragon drops this weekend too, so at least I've got something.
So you got something to watch.
That's
at least.
News.
All right. Well, then, you know what to do. Leave some comments.
So do it.
Let us know what you think. Are you watching The Acolyte? Did you see season 3, episode 3? And, what'd you think? Did you like it? Why? I'm so curious. I just want to know. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I would like to hear from people that claim to like it.
Really?
There are a few out there that defend it. Well, your pal.
Well, okay.
Yeah, this is awesome. And
really good.
Explain to me why you think that.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
Because either you're deluding yourself or you're just not.
Because I know one of the things I said was, I'm really not a fan of it because they're not doing any real character development. I don't know who these people are.
And I don't give a shit.
And his response was, well, no, I've heard from people who really like it that the thing they love about it is the character development. I'm like, I'm sorry, who is this? And now I'm realizing he's parroting what he's hearing from others. He didn't himself say, what I like about it is the character. He's saying what I've heard. Oh.
Your character development has to be more than just a kid's story of the big bad wolf. He's a villain. Why? Because he's a big bad wolf. Okay, that's good enough. He eats Red Riding. You better show me. Show it to me.
Yeah. You got to show, don't tell. And then there are some moments where they don't bother to show or tell. She hacked a door. Yeah. How the hell did she know how to hack electronics? We never saw her do that before. Well, where'd she learn that?
She's a mechanic.
Yes. Damn it. Anyway.
Because she's a girl, and therefore she's really awesome at STEM.
I promised we wouldn't get into the story, so
Yeah, there's no need to.
we'll leave that alone.
There's no need to.
But like I said, comment below. Let us know what you thought of episode 3, and if you're going to be sticking around for the rest of the Acolyte, hopefully you'll stick around for the rest of our reviews of it too.
Yeah,
because we're watching it for you.
It's just an emotional dump.
Anymore.
I can't get into the plot.
No.
I can't pick apart the mistakes, the plot holes that are this big. I don't have the energy or wherewithal to do it anymore. I just need to vent how disappointed I feel.
I think that's what it's come to now, because let's face it, for episode 3 alone, there's like 5 million videos talking about the story. Right. So we'll skip over that, and we're just going to let you know how we feel about it.
Yeah. Fuck. Sucks so bad.
Stay tuned for more of that. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you in another video.
Bye.
Bye.